Hey there, so today we have another review. This is a beer courtesy of Frank. Thank you so much for sending this beer. This is from the Shop Beer Company, and this is Business Ethics, and it has a pretty clean label to it. Some guy on tightrope with some geometric designs, and it actually has a Michael Scott office reference. We can't overestimate the value of computers, yes. They are great for playing games and forwarding emails, but real business is done on paper, okay? Write that down. It is also terribly formatted with the capital Y. The double spacing is a headache of a...
Yeah, I don't know why it's like that.
Very ugly. You guys can look it up on Untapped. Don't really care about sharing that on camera right now. Anyway, 7.5% DDH double IPA from Arizona. I haven't really had hazy from Arizona before. Maybe I have. Not quite sure. This is also their first all Citra hot beer. Let's dig into it. Head is actually not very good, right? Am I nuts? Oh, yours is better than mine. Yeah, not very good though. Large bubbles on top. Doesn't really persist with much foam. Large bubbles on that. Wow, right? You see how big these are?
I didn't even really hear much of a release of gas when you cracked it.
It's not only CO2. It's just like, I'm sure this probably is.
I mean, I'm wondering if it's like a little bit flat is my issue.
Some of the generally beers are ales are carbonated to 2.5 volume. Some New England IPAs they might push it a little lower, but head retention is generally protein and polyphenol. Well, that's actually haze. Head retention generally involves proteins. Anyway, long story about that, but not very good head. But color is super murky hazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like pureed bananas color.
Sure.
Baby food.
It's a straight Citra, right? Like tropical, blah blah.
Yeah, it's nice and light actually. Like the aroma is not too like pungent, I wouldn't say.
No.
It's
medium to medium plus.
Yeah.
Decently ripe.
Kind of got some I don't know, just light notes of citrus and mango, banana.
It's general just tropical fruits, not ideally very specific. I get a good amount of cantaloupe honeydew, melon character on this one.
Yeah.
Combination of both. Maybe a touch of banana.
Yeah.
Greenish banana, super ripe. Mm-hmm. And then generally just a light bubblegummy thing. But it's just tropical. It's not like singing anything. I do have a little cold, but my hair's too cold. At least for this style. Yeah. Okay. So that's what it sort of tastes like on the palate as well. Nice flavors up front.
Yeah.
I get that melon thing I was talking about, right?
Yeah. It's got a really interesting mouthfeel too.
This beer generally is not that ripe.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't have juicy sorbet, blend a bunch of fruits into a smoothie kind of thing. It is fruity. It is Citra.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it's very fruity, but it's not sweet. It's tropical.
I think it needs to warm up a bit. I'm kind of finding that it doesn't really linger on the palate for very long. It's just, like a firework explosion of flavor compared to the end of it. Just
it actually
fades really
fades
quick.
very quickly. Yeah, it does do that. I don't think that's it being cold. Again, I don't have this freezing cold, but it's probably towards fridge temp. More generally, New England IPAs I recommend a little bit warmer, maybe 45 degrees. So. Nice zippy, kind of just bright, fresh melon character. It's ripe, not extremely ripe, but just fresh melon. I get a lot of honeydew on this one, and then a little bit of citrus, maybe a hair of that, and then it's creamy up front. It has that little silky thing, not creamy, silky. A little bit of heavy amount of oats or wheat in here, so there's a little bit of that flavor. And then it dries out, no bitterness, no hot burn. Very empty, very watery on the finish, I'd say, for a New England IPA.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your final impression reading on this one? This is very.
I mean, this is a pretty, I would say, pretty standard. For IPA or New England style IPA for me. Like this isn't like anything like super super exciting, but you know, it's safe. It's got a lot of safe flavor and safe aromas, and I think a lot of safe play with the Citra. But you know, that doesn't necessarily equate to bad or dissatisfying either. I do think it has a really nice clean flavor. It clears off the palate a little bit quick for my liking, but you know, the initial flavor up front is really pretty bright and exciting. So I guess I'd have to give this one like a 91. Yeah, I think that's fair.
I'm going to tell you guys a little secret that I heard from a bird that I can't even tell about. But I hear that there are actually breweries creating beer without barley, without malt, which is crazy.
Okay.
What they're using is strictly oats and wheat. And so they're using that full as the malt bill. And or the grain bill. I'm not really tasting much barley here. And the head retention is actually pretty terrible. And there's an emptiness to this beer that misses malt. So this might be a trick, and I'm scared if I like spoil what the shop beer company is doing. But it's either that or there's a lot of wheat or oats in this one. I suspect that's what's happening because we're missing something on the back end, which, you know, I've tasted beers that have that, and breweries won't advertise if they're doing it. But you're sort of like tasting it. It's like, this is New England IPA, but it lacks something. Yeah. And this lacks like breadiness or graininess or something there that reminds me of what New England IPA tastes like. It has the hop flavors and it has a creaminess and silkiness kind of thing, but then it just like goes like that. And it doesn't taste like a lot of New England IPAs because they're made with arguably 60, 70, 80% of malted barley. Yeah. This could be one of those beers because it actually leaves some amount of mouthfeel, but it leaves the beer a little bit empty. Flavors are quite spot on. I like a little bit of green chive thing going on, a little bit of that slightly minty, herbaceous thing, and then it has a nice kind of like cantaloupe-y, tropical flavor dancing around in melon flavors, devoid of bitterness, quite nice. It's a perplexing one, and the emptiness is actually quite thirst quenching. 7.5%. You can like this is one of those where you like, whereas some New England IPAs are like 5 beers. This beer for me is interesting, but man, I'm gonna drink a lot of this. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the fact that it doesn't linger for very long makes it a bit more crushable.
Whatever they're doing, and if other breweries try it, like they will make like chunker kind of New England IPAs because generally the beer can be a little bit sweet and cloying and all that stuff. This has no issue of that, and for the fact that it does that, right? For the fact it does that, honestly, I could like went like go. Whereas a lot of New England IPAs, I wouldn't want to do that.
Have a chugging contest?
No, let's not do that on camera. This for me gets a.
Because I'd win.
94 for just being different. You know, chuggable for hell and like no burn or anything. Yeah, kiddo is until next time, guys. Cheers. Later.